Hi guys, it is Yoga for All with Rose, and I am Rose. This is my second live stream Tuesday morning. For me, it might be evening, daytime where you are located on the globe. Very exciting, still trying to learn my ropes in this live streaming world. I will be guiding you through a 60-minute vinyasa class that is intermediate in level. Um, as always, your body, your yoga. So, what I'm giving you is a suggestion for guidance. And if that does not agree with your body or your mind, feel free to adjust and honor what your body is telling you. As I guide you, you in the receiving end need to be very careful to listen to the messages that your system is sending you, and those overrule anything I say. Today's class theme is going to be balancing and grounding. And I think the order maybe would be grounding, balancing, grounding. So we start on the floor. We do our work coming up. We do quite a few balancing poses. And then we end up on the floor. And obviously, we will, as I like to do, I will close with Shavasana. So, towards the end of the practice, we are using a prop to do supported bridge. So, I invite you to have a block, or alternatively, you could have two books. These are paperback books. I have Light on Yoga by BKS Iyengar, and I have Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. Nice two titles. Do not have to be yoga books, whatever you have available that is soft and can lift your pelvis up in the very end. um and yeah, as always, I have to remind you that by participating in this class, you agree to do so at your own risk, as that is the world of me not seeing who is receiving this. Um, yeah, let's get started. Let's get on our mat. And there's one final word I do, like kind of food for thought for balancing. So, balancing is a verb. Okay. We are always looking for it. The idea is that that work is the balancing. It is not that we find that center and find stillness, because our bodies are never still. Our heart will always pump, the air will flow in and out of us. So, stillness to me is not the goal of balancing. Balancing is working to find the little adjustments in your body that you need to make in order to find balance. And physical balance, mental balance, they all sort of tie together for me. So, um, when we do those balancing poses, often you see me falling out because that's part of it. Sometimes you need to lose balance to find balance. And I invite you to appreciate that journey, as it is a very active state. All right, let's start by doing a little bit of grounding and settling into our bodies. So, on your mat, let's find a child's pose. I invite you to open your knees a little bit. Maybe the big toes come to touch. And first time around, I would like us to stack our hands and place our forehead on your hands. Now, I'm going to keep myself lifted so you can actually hear me. Just here, sinking into your hips, letting the forehead rest on your hands, breathing to the back space of your body. Really trying to direct the inhale through the nose toward the lower back, and exhale softens. Taking this moment to come to your body, taking this moment to relax and listen and have the awareness of what is what is happening in your body in this moment. This might be a time to set an intention. If there's any messages that you receive, anything you feel you need, maybe that's something you can focus on the mat today. Gently extending the inhale and equally extending the exhale. If you feel that you have a lot of tension or holding in your body, maybe the exhale comes through the mouth with a sigh, letting go of anything that does not serve you in this moment of being present in your body. And after your next inhale, through the exhale, gently push into your hands just a little bit, and let's walk our hands to the right corner of your mat, maybe even off the mat. And we're going to get a little bit of a side body stretch as we lower down in the child's pose again. As you lay there, really think about directing your breath to the left side of your rib cage, letting that open as the left hip really sinks to the floor. Inhale really opens up that left side body and softening. Gentle side body stretch, grounding. Take stock on what is happening with your neck. If there's any tension in the back, if there's tension in your jaw, let go of that. Notice if your face carries tension. This is a beautiful time to let go of that as well. And with your next exhale, think about moving to the other side. And as your inhale fills your lungs, gently walk your hands to the other side. Finding the other diagonal corner, maybe placing the right hand over the left and sinking down to your child's pose on this side. Now directing the energy, the opening, the expansion to the right side of your rib cage and softening into the right hip. Almost like if you could direct your breath to the right lung. Feel the side body opening. Check what is happening with your head. Let go of any tension in your face, jaw, or scalp. And just surrender to the floor, feeling the points that touch the floor under you. And with your next inhalation, just thinking about moving and exhaling softly. As you inhale, fill your lungs and walk your hands to the center. And let's find our tabletop. Now, my wrists are under my shoulders, my knees are under my hips, and we're going to do a dynamic cat and cow. So inhaling to prepare, and as I exhale, I round my back, I tuck my pelvis under, chin to the chest, and I start pushing into my hands, and my tail reaches my heels. And as I inhale, I shift my way forward towards my hands, opening the heart. Exhaling, rounding the spine, pushing towards the heels. Inhaling, opening the heart, letting the belly soften, lengthening the back of the neck. Exhaling, rounding, moving through the spine. Inhaling, coming through, opening the heart, finding length in your neck. One more time. Exhaling, rounding the back. Maybe going a little deeper this time. Inhaling, coming forward, opening the heart, softening, lengthening, and then come to your neutral spine. Lovely. Now pushing into your hands, my fingers are splayed open. Tuck your toes under and hover your knees. Just hover them. No need to go anywhere here. We're just hovering a little bit. Connect to your center line. Feel the 4 contact points to the floor. Tuck your chin gently so that the back of your neck can lengthen, and pull your navel gently in and up. Now shift your weight towards your heels. Shift your weight towards your hands. So we're rocking back and forth here. Preparing, warming, centering, and also balancing. One more time, back and forth. Towards the back, towards the front, long spine. Now towards the back, and just gently lift your tail up and find your first downward facing dog. Maybe you have a desire to walk the dog. Think about pushing your shoulder blades down towards your pelvis and to the sides as you push into your hands as much as you push into your feet. From here, come up to your toes and let's ripple forward to your plank pose. Now shift your weight back to your downward facing dog. Ripple forward to your plank pose. And shift your weight back to the downward facing dog. One more time. Come up to your toes and then gently ripple forward to your plank. Now gently lift up your right heel. Just hover and bring it down. Let's do the same to left heel. Bring it down. Now right arm, hand down, left arm, and down. And you guessed it, across. So right hand, left foot. Come down. Balancing is right here. Pushing to the floor. Find your center line and come down. Beautiful. Come down to your forearms and find your forearm plank. Spreading the fingers, feeling the floor under you, supporting yourself to it, yet pushing away from it. Gently lower yourself to the floor. Extend your hands next to your body. Open your feet a little bit if that feels more comfortable. And have your palms facing up. We're going to do 4 locust lifts. And as you come up, I invite you to rotate your hands the other way so that we get an external rotation in the upper arm and we get our chests open. So we're going to inhale up. So inhaling, everything lifts up, and I turned my hands up. And exhaling, palms face up. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, bring yourself gently down. Now inhale yourself up and think about lengthening the spine. Exhaling, coming back down. One last one. Inhaling, reaching the fingers back, then rotating them. Thinking the head and the feet moving away from each other. And then gently place yourself on the floor. Now let's bend those knees, excuse me, and hold on to your feet from the inside if that's available for you. Or actually, I think for me, holding from the outside will be the right choice. We're going to come up to our bow. So just with a gentle inhale, as the air enters your lungs, you float yourself up. Finding the expression of bow pose that calls you. Opening the chest, activating the back. And then letting go. Let go of your legs, hands under your shoulders. Come through tabletop to your downward facing dog. Inhale, float your right heel up to a 3-legged dog. Exhale, step through to your runner's lunge. Push into the feet and with your inhale, come up to high lunge. Exhaling, framing the foot, finding the hands on the floor. Inhaling, pushing into the hands, find your 3-legged dog again. Exhale, float the leg down. Other side. Inhale, bring your left heel up to 3-legged dog. Exhale, step forward, find the 2 points on the floor. Push into the feet, come up to your high lunge with an inhale. Exhale, step to you come down to your runner's lunge, and inhale, you really push into those hands, come to your three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the foot down. Let's do that again, flowing with a little bit more of a pace. As always, my breath cues are a suggestion. If they feel constricting and not comfortable, feel free to find your own way of breathing, as long as you recognize that we are moving with the breath, so not holding the breath. Inhaling the right heel up. Exhaling, stepping forward. Push into the feet as you come up. Exhaling, find your hands on the floor. Push to them, three-legged dog. Exhale, floats the leg down. Left leg, inhaling up. Parallel hips. Exhaling, stepping forward, maybe spider fingers. Pushing to the feet, balancing, reaching up. Exhaling, come to your runner's lunge. Pushing to those hands, splayed fingers, three-legged dog. Exhale, float that leg down. Beautiful. Inhaling, right heel up. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest and step forward. Now shift your weight forward a little bit. Shorten your stance. So we went from all the way to a shorter stance where your both heels are on the floor and toes are parallel to the top of the mat. Now we're gently pushing into the big toe ball mount and rolling up. Whew. Balancing, 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 balancing. It's all here. Extend the left arm up, right hand on your hip. Hinging at the hips, lean your heart forward with a long back. Pausing halfway. Inhale brings you up. Exhale brings you forward. Inhale brings you up, and exhale brings you forward. Now, soften the hand on top. Find whatever is available for you and find a rounded spine. Make sure that there's space for your neck so the shoulders don't ride all the way up. Pay attention to your hips, parallel hips, and just hang. From here, bend into your right knee. Step further back to your low runner's lunge. Place your right hand, my thumb first, to your hip crease and open that elbow to the sky. Open to your easy twist. Now we're going to step to a side plank. Remember balancing, right? Holding the gaze where it needs to go. Looking down. Find your right forearm on the floor and flip to the other side to your forearm plank. Pushing into the floor, pushing the pelvis up. Look down, come to your forearms. Lower to your belly. Open your feet a little bit wider and find your Sphinx pose. Opening the heart actively, splaying the fingers, maybe lifting up the kneecaps and pushing into the tops of the feet. Tuck your chin slightly and think about lengthening the back rather than collapsing into the neck and cervical spine. Exhale brings you down. Come through your tabletop to your downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel up. Exhale, step through. Shorten your stance to a parallel pyramid and roll up, head coming up last. Be aware of your feet on the floor. Left hand on your hip, right arm overhead. Inhale, lengthen, and come forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. And I think I've lost count, so let's do one more for good measure. Exhale, come forward. I'm doing a lot of wiggling here, and that's okay. So then find a rounded expression in your back. Maybe the fingers are on the floor, maybe they're on your leg, wherever you need them to be in this moment. Let go of your head. Feel the space for your ears, for your neck. And breathe into your rounded pyramid. Inhale, bend the left knee, step back to a deeper runner's lunge. Place your right hand in your hip crease. My thumb is forward, and open that elbow towards the sky. Extend the arm to an easy twist. Step to your side plank. Pushing into the hands, pushing the pelvis up. Look down, bring the opposite forearm down and open to the forearm plank on the other side. Again, pushing into the floor, thinking of pelvis up. Look down, come to your forearms. Hold it for a moment, find your center line. Lower down and find your sphinx, or maybe this time it's the seal. I like to push into the tops of my feet so that my kneecaps activate. And then coming down, and let's go through tabletop to our downward facing dog. Inhale, come up to your tippy toes, look at your thumbs, bend your legs, step or hop to your hands, and find your forward fold. Hanging there, maybe bending the knees and then straightening them like you're trying to inch deeper into your hip crease. Maybe you hold on to the opposite elbows. Maybe that's something that calls you. Maybe you sway. Maybe you do any shenanigans that your body says, oh, I have a tension, I have a tightness here. Listen to that and cater to it. And then gently find a small bend in your knees. Let go of the arms if you were holding them. Bend your knees deeper and find your chair pose. Pull your navel in and up. Pushing to the big ball toe mount. Big toe ball mount as you come up with your heels. Coming down into the big toe. And down. Maybe the arms are at the hips. However you feel like the arms can assist you. 1/4 time. Coming down with the heels. And then push yourself to mountain pose. Hands to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Inhaling in and out. Feeling this change of orientation to standing. Beautiful. I'm going to turn to you so you can see this. We come to our balancing part. So find your mountain pose. Shift your weight to the right and lift your left knee. Place the opposite hand on your knee and open to a gentle twist. Think the twist as spine long. Tuck your chin slightly so that the back of the head can lengthen. Come back to center. Maybe give that knee another squeeze. Then place it down. Other side. Shifting the weight to left. Floating up the right knee. Opposite hand on it and open to a twist. Again, feel the connection from your heel to the top of your head and enjoy that. Let that support you. And coming back to center, maybe pulling that knee towards you and then place it down. Shifting to the right. Now bring your knee to your chest and then float it back. I'm kind of brushing through the floor and bend the foot behind you. Hold on to your foot from the inside. And we're going to do kind of like a lower variation of dancer. So keep your gaze horizontal as you start pushing your knee towards the back space of your mat. Feel that opening in your left shoulder and keep reaching the right arm over. And maybe then you find the full expression of tilting forward. But frankly, don't go too far. Coming back up, let go of the knee, knees come together, bring the knee up. Open the left knee with your left hand. Maybe even shake it a little bit so that the femur can really sink into the hip crease. Maybe the hand is on the other side to balance. This is a very wobbly side for me, I notice. I'm flexing my foot, then I'm crossing it, bringing my hands to the heart. Find your standing pigeon. Pull your navel in and up. Think lengthening the spine. Sticking your sit bones towards the back space, head towards the front space. Maybe pushing into the hands a little bit more to find that center line expression. And from there, come up by lifting the knee up and place it down. Shifting the weight to left. Come up with the right knee. Brush it to the back. Bending at the foot. Holding on to the foot from the inside, extending the arm overhead. Now start gliding your knee towards the back space, reaching up through the left hand, and then from that place, first take note of the shoulder opening, and maybe then you start tilting forward. And coming back up, knees together. Let go of the foot, bring it back forward, and then open it to the right with the right hand. Maybe shaking it a little bit. Maybe extending the other hand to the side. Flex the ankle. Cross it over, find your standing pigeon. That breath needed to come out. I guess I was holding my breath. Finding that tall spine, feeling what calls you, and follow that calling in this moment, in this balancing. Gently coming up, floating up, lifting the knee up, and place the foot down. Beautiful. Now we're going to do a variation of Warrior 3. So we're going to float. I'm trying to figure out what's the best angle for you guys to see me. So I'm going to turn a little bit into the diagonal. Let's float the right knee up and the arms come overhead. Now I'm going to hinge at the hips as I start threading my foot back and I find my Warrior 3. I'm actively trying to turn my back hip down and then I come back up and down. Other side, floating the left knee up, then coming through the center line, like my foot is tracing my center line. I come to a Warrior 3. My foot in the back is flexed, and I'm really trying to keep my hips facing the yoga mat on the floor. And then come up and place that foot down. Bring your hands down. Place them on your heart. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Opening the hands. We're going to do that again with a little bit more of a flow. So float. I'm going to the wrong side. Shift your weight to the right. Float the arms up, left knee up, and then we're just going to thread to our Warrior 3. Coming up. Place the foot down. Other side. Floating up. Like you were working through clouds. Soft expression of movement. Wobbling is great. And bring it down. That was beautiful. All right. At the top of your mat, shift your weight to the right. Maybe placing the hands on your hips. Or maybe you just let them be. Lift the knee. Step to your runner's high lunge. Reach your arms up. Hover and tilt forward. My palms are facing my body, and I'm thinking of a long line from my left heel to the top of my head, tucking the chin slightly, lengthening the spine, pulling the navel in, inhaling, and as I exhale, I find runner's lunge and my standing split. In your standing split, I invite you to play with the hip, whether it's open or close. Finding a little bit movement here. And then coming to parallel, stepping back and come to your high lunge. Exhale your right hand down. Inhale, reach up and bend to the right. Nice side body stretch to the right, left side. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, runner's lunge and find your low lunge. Inhaling up, right hand on the hip. Inhaling, reach. Exhaling, side body stretch. The same thing in low lunge. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, find your half split. Start with a long back without rounding up first. Or rounding down, I should say. And now windshield wiper your toes. With a tall back, maybe this feels something that your body enjoys, or you're welcome to stay in your half split with a tall back. Bend into the front knee and find your low lunge again. Hands at the heart. Inhale, fill your lungs sideways. Exhale, twist to the right corner of your mat. Very small motion. Inhale, filling the lungs. Exhale, twist to the right corner of your mat. Inhale, filling your lungs. Exhaling, twist to the right corner of your mat. Inhale, come to center and find your runner's lunge. Tucking toes under, stepping up. Now inhale, come to your high lunge. Shift forward, lift your knee up, and step the foot down. If you need to wiggle, wiggle. Shifting the weight to left foot, right leg floats up. Step back to your high lunge. Exhale, hover and tilt. Feel the connection from the back heel to the top of your head. Pull your navel in. Feel the balancing action in your feet. Now, inhale, come up. Exhale, place your left hand on your left heel, hip. Inhale, reaching over and a side bend, opening the right side body. Balancing, pushing into the 2 contact points in the floor. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, find your runner's lunge. Place the knee down, top of the foot down, and come to your low lunge. Exhale, the left hand on the left hip. Inhale, reach up and over to the left side. Same side body stretch in low lunge. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, find your half split with a tall back. Now, I'm thinking of pushing my heel to the floor rather than moving my toes from side to side. I feel like that's a deeper stretch for my hip rather than going side to side with my toes. They might not be inviting to you. Just find the expression of your half split with a tall back. Inhaling, bending into that knee. Find your hands at the heart. Fill your lungs sideways. Exhale and really empty the lungs as you twist to the left corner. Inhale, exhale, twisting, small movement, very central line. Exhale, twisting to the left corner. Come in and find your runner's lunge. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, come to your high lunge. Step forward, knee up. Place it down. Inhale. Exhale, find your chair. Maybe the hands stay on your hips. Maybe they extend overhead, however you feel. Now, think of your big toes. Think of your big toe ball mount. And as you inhale, float your heels up. Then come down. Float the heels up again. Calm down. One more time. Stay with your big toe. Don't let the ankles roll to the sides. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Step to your plank and find your all fours. All right, we're going to do the tiger. I'm very excited for some reason about this. All fours, extend your right foot up like the sole of your foot was holding the ceiling. Breathe there. Feel the 3 contact points on the floor. Shift your weight a little bit so that you can hold on to that foot with the opposite hand if that is available for you. Option to stay in your tiger. And then gently kick into your hand and try to have the balance between the 2 points even. Enjoy the wobble. And gently let go. Bring that right knee towards your nose, rounding the spine, then placing it down. All right, left side, the foot comes up. Knee bent, sole of the foot holding the ceiling. Find the 3 points on the floor. Push into your hands. Find the center line in your body. Shifting the weight slightly so that you can extend the opposite hand to the foot, however it's available to you, and then push into that hand. Tuck your chin slightly. And gently place that knee down. Bring it towards your nose, rounding the spine. And then come to all fours. All fours. Pick up your lower foot. Cross them. Ta-da. And then roll behind you and find your boat. I'm going to scooch a little closer. Find your boat. Sideways maybe. Here we are. Let's rock the boat. Rock to the right, dip the toes, extend the toes. If that's available to you, come to the center, dip the toes, extend the toes. However this works for you. Left side, reach up, come to the center toe dips, and back up. Right side, right hip, finding toes down, come up to the center. Ooh. Remember, balancing, right? It's a verb. Going to the left side. If you want to play with it a little bit more, that's a-okay. Coming to the center. One last hurrah. Then cross your legs. Roll over. Come to your tabletop. Yes? In your tabletop, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, we'll find our way to a shoelace pose. So bring your left knee towards your chest and cross it over your left. Okay? And then gently sit down to a cow-faced pose. Yes? Excellent. Finding length in the spine, extend the right arm over the right knee. Find a gentle twist by opening the hand to the back. Long spine. Extend the left arm overhead in your twist and lean towards your right ear, feeling a two-way pull away from each other in your hands. Now look down and gently start rolling forward and find your arms crossed. Resting here for a moment. Giving space for your shoulders. And then breathe your spine up and find your eagle arms. If it helps you, Breathe through your nose in and sigh it out through the mouth. Actively feel your shoulders melt towards your pelvis. Actively try to find a long neck. And then gently let go and lean your heart forward in a little forward fold. Starting to wind down the practice. Starting to ground again. Feeling the earth. Letting the earth support us. As it does when we balance up high as well. But now maybe there's more of a surrendering theme. Gently inhale, and as your lungs fill in, let your hands walk you up. Now with a tall spine, let's dip forward and find your tabletop. Uncross the knees. Do any wiggling you wish. And then in all fours, bring the left knee towards your chest. Thread it over the right. Do any housekeeping you feel like doing. And then sitting down in your cow face pose. Now my orientation is diagonal, so I hope I'm not throwing anyone off. I'm going to extend my left hand over my left lower leg. Inhaling, opening the shoulder to the back. Not a very ambitious spinal twist, more of an opening. Inhaling, reaching the arm overhead and lean to your left ear and find that two-way stretch in your hands. Feel your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to move down. And then looking down, letting everything come in front of you. Arms are crossed. Leaning into that being crossed in your center line, both with feet and your arms, your legs and your arms. Inhale, coming up, and then just find from that expression, find your eagle. And this is the place where I always need to exhale through the mouth. This is very intense for me. Letting go of what does not serve you in this moment. Feeling the lungs expand the ribs. The exhalation softens them. And then gently letting go, leaning your heart forward and finding a little forward fold in this very same pose. Resting your head wherever it can rest, or maybe it hangs and the gravity pulls in. Think about releasing any tension in your jaw, face, scalp. Feeling what touches the floor. Letting those points melt even further to the floor. Your next inhale, filling the lungs. Gently let your hands push you up. And we're going to find our tabletop. Uncross those knees. Do any wiggling that feels inviting in this moment. Okay, this is the time where I invite you to grab your block, /book, /prop, / I don't know, couch pillows are good because they're normally a little sturdier. Lift up the lower leg, cross them over, and find your boat again. From the boat, I placed my prop next to me. Come to your low boat, and let's just hover this boat a little bit. I like flexing my toes, yogi's choice. Let go, come to the center. I'm going to turn myself a little bit so you can still see me. here I am. Take your block, pillow, or any prop that you have and place it between your knees. Placing it between the knees. Walk the feet where it's comfortable. So they are a little closer to my pelvis. Maybe the fingers touch the heels, maybe they don't. But extend your hands, palms facing down, and gently peel up your pelvis and come to a bridge as you squeeze gently, gently the block. Think of the block more as a direction. Feel the big toe ball mount. Push into it. Relax any tension in your upper register and gently bring your pelvis down. Now hold your block where it is and glide your feet to your chest. Open your arms to a T or cactus them and just let the knees drop to the right. Open the gaze to the ceiling or even to the left in your spinal twist. Taking a moment, letting go of anything extra. Your next inhale fills your lungs and let that float your knees up to the center. And the exhale gently brings them to the left side. Maybe the gaze is to the ceiling. Maybe it opens to the right. Or if you really want to experiment, you can also turn it to the left. Wherever your body calls you to be. Again, surrendering. Seeing if there's any holding. Being mindful of that is the first step to address it. Inhale fills your lungs and let your knees float up to the chest. And now place your feet down, grab your prop and place it gently under your lower back. Lower back, make sure that your lower back is steady, and we're going to find the supported bridge. Super restoring, lovely, enjoyable. If you wish, you can open your arms overhead, letting your chest open. Or maybe the arms are to the sides. Or, of course, you can always have your hands on your belly and sort of sing to yourself some more. Take a moment to do any adjustments that might be required so that you can be a little bit more comfortable in this pose. Now gently with an inhale, as the air flows to your lungs, gently lift your right knee towards your chest and maybe holding on to it behind the knee. Over the knee or behind the thigh. Extend the left foot down and find a two-way pull between the right knee and the left heel. It's a lovely hip opening both ways. Active feet, gentle, persistent pull, listening to where this needs to be. And then gently take your opposite hand and guide that knee towards your left armpit. It is not very far in my case. It's more the idea to coming to the center line and crossing the center line. From there, switching hands, bring the knee towards the right armpit and finding that side expression of the knee up. Inhale fills the lungs, brings the knee back to the center, and then just gently give it one more last squeeze. Placing it down, bending the left knee. Take a moment to breathe. Adjust your prop if needed. Inhale fills the lungs and brings the left knee towards your chest. Hold on to whatever isn't available to you, minding your knee joint. Extend the right foot, right heel, toes to the sky. Feel that two-way stretch from your left knee away from the right heel. Enjoying any sensations that you are feeling. Correcting your course if those sensations are giving you an error message of pain or discomfort. Hold on to the knee with the opposite hand and invite it to cross the center line a little bit toward the right armpit. Again, for me, that's not a very big movement, but I'm yet managing to cross the center line. Keeping the right foot active, I bring my left knee to the left side. Opening the hip, bringing the knee to the side, finding another interesting opening in my right side. Inhale fills the lungs and brings the knee to the center, giving it one last final squeeze. Then placing that foot down, bending both knees, taking a moment, taking stock. And now ever so gently push into your big toe ball mount and float your pelvis up. Take your prop from under you and place it to the side, but stay in your bridge. Inhale your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your pelvis down and your arms overhead. Inhaling, lifting the pelvis, hands meet at the top. Exhaling, floating the arms, feeling length in your neck. Inhale, coming up with your pelvis, your hands to the ceiling, and now bringing everything down in synchronization. As your pelvis comes to the floor, let's find a little bit of windshield wipers. Releasing anything in the lower back. And then let your knees drop to the right. Stay here, or if it's inviting to you, place your right foot over your left knee and gently pull it down. If that does not jive or feel good in your knee, please just back away from it and just find that simple windshield wiper twist. Letting go of the top one, come up towards the sky. Let the knees fall to the other side. And if it's inviting to you, placing the flexed left foot over your right knee or the side of my right knee. Gently aiding that to come down. And inhale brings your knees up. If it feels inviting to you to give your knees a kind of hug towards your chest, roll them from side to side. Do any housekeeping you wish before we settle in Shavasana. Gently placing those feet down, extending the legs, finding space for your legs, finding space for your arms. And I'm going to give you the option of, instead of doing Shavasana, to do constructive rest, which would be bending your legs and stepping the feet as wide as your mat, and then letting the knees fall toward each other. That is your second option for Shavasana. If you're in constructed rest, your hands might enjoy being on your belly. They might be overhead. Kind of play with where you would like to be. And even if you choose one pose, remember that you can change your mind and switch to another pose if it doesn't jive with you, if you feel resistance in your body. Wherever you are in this final resting pose, close your eyes gently and feel all the contact points that connect to the earth in this moment. Gently open your jaw and let it close. Scrunch your face, closing your fingers and letting go. Feel the face relax, the jaw relax, the scalp relax. And then really sink into the feeling of the floor behind your head. Let your shoulders and your arms soften to the floor. Make a fist with your hands and extend your hands long. Feel your pelvis. Feel the whole back. Feel your lower legs touching the floor. Feel the upper legs, whether they are touching or not. Scrunch your toes like you did with your fists or your fingers and let go, release. Take the next minutes to just center, feel, and invite stillness and quiet in your body and mind. The sound of bells will bring you back. As you hear the bells, assess your feeling. If this Shavasana felt too short, feel free to stay here for a little bit longer. If you feel ready to move on. Bring a little bit of movement to your fingers and to your toes. Maybe rolling the heads gently side to side. And then bending one knee, push yourself with the help of your foot to one side to a fetal position. Lying on your side, legs bent. This is the beginning of it all. Rest in that moment. Finding your breath, feel the lungs. And as you exhale, let gratitude wash over you. When you feel ready to move on, allow your hands to push you back to a seated, comfortable seated pose. Gently bowing your head down. And just take a moment with your experience in yet another shift of orientation. Bringing your hands to your heart in any way you wish. Feel the heart, feel the life. Fill your heart with kindness and compassion towards yourself, but also others in your life. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Let let your light shine bright. Let's be good and do good. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Thank you for letting me guide you through this practice. I welcome any feedback, any ideas, what people wish to do. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so. It is my honor and privilege hold the space for movement that honors yourself and whatever you are sensing. As Bernie Clark says, your body, your yoga. Thank you so much.